Okay, let's talk about this. This video is several months old. I think I started this project back in 2000, and this one was kind of an interesting one that I don't want to say I rage quit on it in the beginning, but I didn't feel motivated to work on it anymore. I felt motivated to do other projects, so it went on hold. And it was also along the lines. It was around the same time that I started the Monarch speed paint, but that I did a long time ago, a couple months ago, went live. Anyways, so this one was one that I recently I think I finished it back in August, maybe June. I think it was June actually. So this one was supposed to have gone live for a long time ago, but it didn't because I had other projects and I kind of forgot that this one was actually done. So I'm actually going straight through my archives and I'm looking and seeing, oh, I finished I don't know, 4 speed paints before this and I didn't edit them and they need to be edited and they need to be uploaded. Yeah. So I have all this video footage on archive. The only video footage I don't have on archive is character sheets, which I actually will have one for this month. Not of this character, of course. But anyways, so this one was an interesting one. So I remember back when I was, oh, 14, 15, I was working on my story called Cyrene. And Cyrene is the world at which Iceis, which is this character, and Shadow come from. And I remember when I wrote it, I've lost the story since then. I don't know why, but I believe that I deleted it, and I'm very upset with it because I spent like a month recovering everything that I've tried to write before, even if it was shit, and put it in one document so I have it on the back burner basically. But anyways, I remember in the very beginning of it there was a battle that I wrote out, and it was more like one of those practice type things. Iceis is actually Shadow's sister. However, Shadow is adopted because the goddess Cyrene left Shadow with the Iceis's father. And so, the goddess Cyrene, goddess Oaklore Cyrene. So they're actually sisters, and they have 2 step siblings. And in the beginning of that story, they went to try and jump Shadow because they thought that would be the only way they could possibly beat her in combat. And that ended up not being the case. So this was one of those combat scenes that I had created in that story. Now, I'm not super good at drawing combat. In fact, my art seems to be more storyboard, which is not something I'm happy with because no, I'm not like I'm not happy that I'm doing storyboard, but like I'm not happy with the fact that I have a challenging time trying to show off like a battle scene. To me, I don't think that this registers very well as a battle scene. But anyways, so this one was one of those things that had happened where there were 2 fountains in the garden, in the palace garden, and Iceis, originally the sand itself was water and those were the spigots, you know? And I don't know why I changed it. I can't tell you because to me it just makes no sense anymore why I drew it this way. It was just something that looked cool. But originally it was one giant garden fountain that she appeared out of the water, and when she rose up out of the water, she took the water with her and she went after Shadow with it. uh, and then from there, that was the beginning of the surprise attack. So I've never drawn any of the backgrounds before for my story Cyrene. Like, I've never drawn them before. I have like an image in my head somewhat, but not a very good one because obviously the 2 fountains. Maybe one day I'll rework it and I'll do some background, like maybe one day I'll release a speed paint video where it's all just backgrounds of different stories I've worked on. So this one, I don't know. I am proud of it because it looks nice, and I'm really happy that I cleaned it up from what it originally was. Because originally it wasn't any of this. Like you saw a minute ago, whenever like it was a gray screen, like there was no canvas open or anything. That was like that moment when I reopened it finally and decided, oh, I'm gonna work on this now. So and I'm just working on it because like there's so many errors because I shrunk the line art, and that makes it so hard. The way I do things, it makes it difficult to color and to shade whenever your line art's fuzzy, because I select the entire area instead of just coloring it in. I don't like the idea of just coloring it in because I want it to be kind of perfect. I'm not gonna lie. And what sucks about that, whenever I'm like, oh, I want it to be perfect, you can tell like my lines are chunky in some places and thin in some places. It's just not perfect. Which is something I want to accomplish. But anyways, this project, I am one proud of it because it looks good, and I'm also not proud of it because it didn't match the original idea that I had for it. And I probably forgot, because this is going back months ago, to at least a year ago, that I don't remember. Like, I probably wasn't even thinking about how I described the garden originally, but we'll just lie and say that those were water basins put there for the garden, like for them to water the garden. We'll make that up and just call it happy. That way I'm at least excused. But originally she came out of one of those giant garden fountains that are kind of like a swimming pool. But yeah, and the medallion. I don't think that when I originally wrote her, I wrote her as having the medallion from the beginning of the story. But oh well, that was just a key trait that I had for her before. Honestly, I kind of am excited to redraw Iceis in a character sheet, because there's a lot of things that I'm looking at that her original art was, and it was different. It's definitely different in this from what she originally was whenever I drew her traditionally in my sketchbooks. One of these days I'll have to go and show you guys what they originally looked like in the sketchbooks. But anyways, she's definitely changed drastically since then. It just, for whatever reason, with Iceis, I'm never fully happy with her design, because I don't know, like, it just doesn't sit right. Like, she was this vegan princess who wore silks, and it was just, I don't know, like, I feel like just it just doesn't go well together. I don't know, just something about it just doesn't seem right. One of these days I'm gonna have to fix it and work on it, because this is not how I really want her to look. The body kind of, yeah, but the clothing itself, clothing for whatever reason is just so hard to go with and design. I don't understand it, but I'm gonna have to change things up for her, and maybe one day when I do, I will redraw this scene and fix all the things so it matches better with the original story and it has a more appealing look to it. I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, I'm running out of time, so you guys have a wonderful day, wonderful night. Sleep well, good morning, good night, and stay safe. Bye, guys. Psst, by the way, if you haven't liked, subscribed, or commented on this video, go ahead and do that.